Hey everybody, I'm back. It's been a long layoff and people have been emailing me saying to come back and finish up the videos and do some more videos. The economy affects me like it has a whole lot of other people, so I've been away, but now I'm back. Where we're going to leave off, we're going to pick up where we left off. Last time I was talking about making your own paper and things like that, but now we're going to dive into working on characters, working on a comic, and do reviews and of books that can help us, resources we can use, and the programs we can use. First thing we're going to go over is a book, a review of this book. Came out about 6 weeks ago. The DC Comic Guide to Digitally Drawing Comics by Freddie Williams. I say this is a must buy. You should pick this up. Barnes & Noble, Amazon. Amazon has a great deal on it. The book is $22.99, but you can get it on Amazon for like $15. And basically, this book is Freddie Williams' process of doing his comics or graphic novels completely on computer. No paper, no pencils, no inks. Everything is done digitally. I've read through most of the book and has a lot of helpful tips of drawing digitally, using Photoshop, and all versions of Photoshop too, not just CS4, which is the latest version, but even if you have versions as old as CS, Photoshop CS, or even the Photoshop 8, I think, before that, you could use this book. And it's very, very helpful. It shows the in-between hybrid modes where some of your work is done digitally, but you still print out pages to ink or to pencil in, so you have a hard copy. Talks about brushes and using emblems, using vectors to make chest signs so they look consistent, different things like that. So it's a very good book. I give it 5 stars. I say you pick it up. It's a must-have for us. Alright, on to the next thing. Okay, let's go over a few things. Doesn't matter if you use a Mac or PC. You're going to need software. You're going to need some kind of digital editing program. There's a few out there. There's some free, some not so free. Of course, we know the mainstay out there is Photoshop, but that's the most expensive, but then that's the best program out there. There are some other programs that are less expensive, some even free. My suggestion to you is that you don't even have to have the latest version. You don't have to have CS4. You can have the older version. Any of those things will work. You can have CS3, CS2, CS, even Photoshop 8. Painter we're going to use sometime down the line. If you have that, that's a plus. Sketchbook Pro, we can that's a very inexpensive program we could use. Only costs about $90, $90, but as of right now, there are some issues with the tablet and strokes using Sketchbook Pro, which they haven't straightened out yet, because I've been experiencing them, so we're going to cover that a little later. SketchUp from Google, they have a pro version, and then they have SketchUp, their base version, which is free, to build 3D models and things like that. We're going to cover that. And Blender is another 3D modeling program we may cover, we may not. As cost goes, there are some ways to acquire Photoshop for free through BitTorrents and things like that. I suggest you stay away from that. especially since a lot of those BitTorrent downloads contain viruses and Trojan horses, especially on the Windows side, can cause you a lot of problems. Now there are some safe ways to get Photoshop for free. Get it on your machine, get it up and running. Now I'm not going to cover that. If you do some homework, do your homework, you can find some better ways than downloading the BitTorrents and things like that and get the software you need. Don't let me forget, of course, we're going to be using Illustrator as well to layer type. So with that said, I suggest the best way is to buy a used version. That'll be a whole lot cheaper, especially if you get like CS. You can get it for like $50-$60 on eBay, and it'll do everything that CS4 will do when it comes to making a comic book. So that's, I think, the best way to go about it. Alright, a few other things also too is I'm going to cover, we're going to build ourselves a homemade Mac as well. You know, people have heard of a Hackintosh, where it's a PC running the Mac OS. We're going to, over the course of a few weeks, I think I'm going to build one and then have a I guess a drawing to give either my old Mac away or give away this custom build that I make. Depends. So let's move on to some sketching things. One thing I wanted to cover today is about sketching and drawing, and how to use how people draw their bodies and things like that. One of the ways some people do is that they do things with arrows. And then basically build up from here. It's not really a way I do it, but as you can see, and it's rough. You know, this is the shoulders, arms, the hips, right here, you know, the hips and everything. And you can refine it out this way and build on that. Some other ways people like to use, like, consider the body as like a bag of sand, a sandbag. You know, like if you have a bag of sand just laying down or dropped, and that's what it would look like. And from there you would build up from there. Again, some other people like to do the boxes. A box wedge. So there's different techniques out there of how to draw the human body. So we're going to cover this in some of the other books we have and talk about which direction we're going. and things like that. Also too, like the cover of the some characters and things like that on the bottom, you'll see, you know, you could go see some of the character creations I have and things like that. So in the coming weeks, we're going to cover more about our drawings and how we're going to draw and breakdowns and things like that. And just stay tuned, get back into the groove, and we're going to get this thing going full gear. All right, see you next time.